Hello friends. Before choosing an option, you have to know the reasons for choosing a particular option. So in this video, we are going to talk about why to choose anthropology as an option. So before that, you should know there was a philosopher named Jeremy Bentham. He gave the philosophy of utilitarianism. The following meaning is that if you have to take a decision, it has to have an utility. Same is the case with choosing option in civil services as well. You have to know whether you are going to take an option which is going to be of any advantage to you. And I sincerely feel that anthropology as an option will be highly advantageous to you, and the following reason I am going to give you one by one. So the first thing you have to know is that in an option, the first thing in civil services or any exam per se is that you have to score marks. Marks, yes, in understanding context, understanding things and enjoying the subject is very important. I agree to that point. But for clearing civil services, the number of seats is very low. For example, 800 odd seats for all India. Then you have to know that scoring marks is very, very essential in this exam, in this race. So anthropology, if you see, yes, it is a high scoring paper. With my experience, I can give you this assurance that anthropology as an option will definitely give you higher score and will give you a higher advantage of reaching the toppers list. And if you can please check the previous year toppers list, if you can do that, you will find that many of them had anthropology as an option. And I can tell you from my personal experience that 3 to 4 very close friends of mine who are in administrative services, who are in IPS services, who are in IRS services have chosen anthropology as an option, and they have done very well. So this will be the first thing of why you have to choose anthropology. The next important thing is very, very important. I have a person, or I am a person who completely adores Gandhiji as a leader. Gandhiji used to have 3 or 4 things with him, and the most essential thing he used to carry always was a clock, a time. Because we are all running for a perfect, or we have a very limited time in this world. And even in the civil services, if you apply the same logic, we have a very limited time. Within a span of 1 year, you have to cover a very huge portion. The GS portion, the essay portion, the many other prelims portion, mains portion, answer writing. So many things are there. And hence, if you see, we will always be constrained by time. The time is the most costliest thing in UPSC. It is not any other thing. And if you see anthropology as an option, there are so many options which are very, very large. So the number of months you have to spend for those options will be a very high value that you have to pay. But I can assure you again that anthropology as an option, if you see, it will be covered in very, very less number of months. And you will be able to finish off that in a very limited number of time. So this will be the second reason for choosing anthropology as an option. The third reason you have to know, the third reason is that, see, this is the consequence. So once you understand that, why I said that there are a limited number of time to complete this option is that because there are limited number of books for this. If you happen to see, I have listed down, so outlines of anthropology, physical anthropology by P. Nath. And if you happen to see this one book, I have lined all these important books. These are the books. If you ask me very sincerely whether there are any other books for which you have to cover, no. These are the important books and the notes which I am going to give you. But in this list, if you can see, physical anthropology by P. Nath, which is in the top column, second book. If you see, 60% of the portion of anthropology will be covered in this physical anthropology P. Nath. Including the things which you are going to write in the second paper also will be covered in this book. So if you happen to see only one book is like a mantra which you can have, and you can have that easily studied, so that you will be able to cover everything easily for this syllabus. And other books also are there. For example, anthropological thought, you have to get anthropology by Ember and Ember, you have to get, and many other books are there which we will discuss in the class elaborately. But if you ask me that with PNAth physical anthropology we can start the syllabus. The next slide we'll go. The next slide you should know that, see, again, it's not easy. I have termed it as easy questions, but it is not easy questions, it is answerable questions. There are many syllabus or many options in UPSC where you will not be able to answer the questions properly, or you cannot decipher the meaning of the questions and you cannot give proper answers. But anthropology as a subject, if you happen to see, it will have a very structured and limited portion from which the questions will be asked. So the questions you are going to attempt in UPSC mains paper will be easier for you to attempt. You will be able to complete the paper on time. You will be able to get good score on time. You will be able to have an fulfillment that you have done your best. So this will be the next thing. And the other thing. So next, going to the next. And the next thing which you should always think about is that, what is the syllabus? So, and the syllabus we will be discussing in a detailed fashion in one other video. But here I would like to say why the reason for choosing anthropology you should know is that the second paper, if you happen to see the syllabus of the second paper, it will be more towards the social issues in your GS paper 1. So, GS paper 1, your mains paper, will have a lot of similarities to the paper or syllabus in paper 2 anthropology. Mainly, for example, religion will be there, caste system will be there, social issues, communalism, regionalism, so many topics. Elaborately I will give you in a separate video. But covering those topics for social issues and paper 2, you will actually complete everything. So this another factor which you should keep in mind is for completing the syllabus in a limited number of time. The second and the next thing. The next thing you should know, and this I have found in civil services exam. For example, in my experience, I have found that there can be, every subject is very nice. Every subject is very important. Every subject is actually good. You can read that and you can get marks. But I have found that having notes for each topic, because the topics will be so huge and the portions will be so huge in many other subjects, so many topics will go missed. And what will happen is that when you go write mains, you will actually write with the help of the things which you have, and there will be a large vacuum of syllabus which you did not cover. And that will create a lot of panic at the last minute. This I have felt on my experience, I have felt on the day of the exam. But coming to anthropology. Anthropology as a subject, for every topic, you can check the syllabus. Each word of the syllabus or one word of the syllabus, starting from the first word till the last word, starting from A to Z, you will have notes. You will have your prepared answer, you will have a structured framework, you will have your material in your hands. And that, my friends, is a very, very valuable thing for having it in civil services. The next important thing. So we will go to the next important thing. This is what I was explaining prior to that. The paper 2 syllabus, if you happen to see the paper 2 syllabus, I have listed down, for example, caste system, religion, many other, regionalism, communalism, and tribal thing, or tribes in India. We will be studying, for example, 50% of the paper in paper 2 will be tribes in India, and then religion and the following topics which I have listed down. And if you please could see the GS paper 1 syllabus, it will cover, for example, nearly 29, that is 1/3 of the questions which we are going to ask in GS paper 1. For example, if you happen to see in the year, so my personal experience is that I started writing mains. So I have written 8 mains. So I have written all the since the turn of syllabus change, I have written all the paper, and I have seen that in the year 2013 or 14, first time when the syllabus was changed, the weightage given to social issues in paper 1 actually was less. If you see, around in 250 marks, they asked around 45 to 50 marks only. So this was the weightage they gave for paper 1 or social issues in paper 1. But now, my friends, please do check the syllabus, or please do check the 2020 question paper or 2019 question paper. If you happen to see, nearly 80 to 90 marks in GS paper 1 is social issues. And what did I say before? If you please turn back and see, social issues is completed in your anthropology paper 2. So you don't have to worry about any other thing to study for social issues. So covering anthropology will cover you 80 to 90 marks in GS paper 1 plus one essay, 125 marks, one essay. UPSC has made it a point to ask one essay definitely from social issues. One question will be from social issues in essay. So you think about it, when covering your anthropology paper 2, which is very, very less, that is what I said. The syllabus is less, and by that you will be covering 80 to 90 marks in social issues GS paper 1 and 125 marks in essay for your better ranking. So this will be very, this is why I started with Jeremy Bentham or James Mill. So these people said that you have to take a decision. So your decision, what basis? Human beings take decision. On what basis do you take a decision? You have to take a decision based on the utility. What advantage do you have for taking a decision? So if you are going to take a decision of choosing an option, you have to take it based on the utility it provides you, the marks it provides you. That is the basis of choosing an option in UPSC. So we'll go to the next thing. So this, please remember how it is connected to GS paper 1. So the next question or next reason you have to take anthropology is that this change in perspective. So I have been in civil services, so I have attempted 8 mains I have written and 6 interviews I have gone. And since then, if you see, UPSC has changed. What I was in a very young age, I remember that person, and I remember the person who I am right now. And UPSC has changed a lot in me. So for example, I used to think that human beings, so everybody has this habit of thinking that human beings are very worse, they fight with each other, they kill each other. But if you see, if you can wait for a second and go through the syllabus with a very good heart and read them and understand them, especially anthropology. Especially if you go through anthropology, you will understand that human beings are the most social living animals in this planet. Human beings are one of the most kind and helping animals on this planet. We live through social groups. We are not alone in anything. We are always helping others. We are always into going and helping others. And how do you have this change of perspective? Usually we have this perspective of people killing each other. That is what we see in news. But if you go into the syllabus, read those important anthropology details that we are going to provide in the class, you will understand that we as a species are born for actually taking this planet to the next stage. And this change of perspective, my friends, you will have once you finish the syllabus. And the next, this is the most key important person you will find in anthropology. This person, Charles Darwin. So this person you will find in your syllabus and in everywhere we go. So the change in perspective what I got was, so initially if you happen to see, everyone keeps telling that Charles Darwin says survival of the fittest, survival of the fittest, or so what you have to do, one nation has to kill another person, or nation, one person has to kill another person to get up in the ladder of prosperity. No. If you happen to see, that is the change of perspective I got. I also usually thought that yes, Charles Darwin did say survival of the fittest. But if you see, my friends, Charles Darwin never ever used the word survival of the fittest. In his first book, Origin of Species, he does not publish that word. That word was given by some other person, and it was published in his book in the later editions. During the final years of Charles Darwin, that word was included. And the perspective change that you're going to see now is that this thing which Charles Darwin says, that is, as nations, as we grow, we actually become communities. And the basic instinct would say that your social instinct and sympathy should extend to every member possible. Even if you have not seen that person, and when that point is reached, your sympathies should extend to the whole of humanity and the whole of the planet, to whole of the species on this planet. This is what this anthropology as a syllabus will give you a place in civil services, and will also help you change you as a person. This, my friends, I can assure you. Thank you.